the fourth Sunday of Lent. It's a little unusual in that we have an after feast of the Annunciation of the Mother of God, because the Feast of the Annunciation fell on a Saturday, so it's very rare during Lent. The feast normally closes the same day, but this year we're able to celebrate it for 2 days. But the Gospel today is the one appointed for the fourth Sunday of Lent, and it's a story about a father. And also it's a story about parents in any generation, including our own. So what does the Gospel say? A father had a child who fell ill with a terrible disease. And the cause of the sickness was not natural but supernatural. It was a demonic possession. And I'm afraid that many terrible things happen in modern families, and they cannot be explained any other way. There are, even in our own day, symptoms of people being controlled by demons. So this boy was demonized. He fell down and sparred like a fish. He hurt himself. He even attempted suicide. His father went to Christ, asking him to cure his son. And Christ, who saw the child rolling at his feet, asked the father, "How long has the child been like this?" And the father answered, "From childhood." Why did Christ ask that? Did he not know? Christ asked on purpose. Sometimes teachers ask students questions in order to teach them, and so did Christ. He asked because he wanted to draw a great lesson from the Father's answer. That parents should be interested in their children from their very early days, from their infancy. So this story has great importance for parents. There was this father with a demon-possessed child. Today there are thousands of children possessed by demons. Who is to blame for this? The state, the church, society in general? All these things are responsible, but parents share the greatest responsibility. Now, looking at the behaviour of parents, there are 4 categories of, shall we say, bad parents. The first category of parents are the indifferent ones. They don't care. They have children, but from the moment the child is born, they don't care. Social services are often asked to intervene because these children are neglected. Probably, our pets have more care and attention than these children have from their parents. So that's the first category. The second category are parents who make sure their children have clothes, shoes, toys, and above all, good rich food. And they think that this is the end of their obligations. Their daughters must dress in the latest fashion, sons must participate in all sporting events, and children learn music and foreign languages. They care about their children in a way, but they do not care about the spiritual health of the children. They avoid giving them a Christian education. They do not let them come into contact with the church and its teachings. The third category of bad parents are atheists. They are not just indifferent, they are aggressive. They go against the Christian education of their children. They want to uproot religious feeling from their souls and make them atheists as well. I'm really going to shock you with a story I'm going to tell you now. It's about something in Cyprus. In Cyprus, as you know, there are many societies of parents who suffer from autism, thalassemia, drug addiction, and so on. This is all very good. But there is another association in Cyprus which is diabolical. It's an association of parents whose children have followed the monastic life. And these parents view their children as the victims of proselytization and brainwashing. And these parents have taken some of the monasteries to court. And I was looking at a 72-page long decision of the Nicosia District Court about one of these petitions from only a couple of years ago in May 2020, and it's shocking. Amongst parents had sued not just the monastery, but the local metropolitan and the Church of Cyprus, and even the Cypriot state, for allowing these monasteries to function. These people claim to be Orthodox Christians, but in reality, they are the children of the devil. They want the desires of their father, the devil. Of course, this lawsuit was rejected by the court. The judge ruled that the right to religious freedom includes the right of a person to choose to become a monk, and any bitterness or disappointment from the parents cannot entitle them to legal claims. Of course, the whole case was nonsense, but it just illustrates my point about there are some really bad parents. So we've got indifferent parents, materialists, atheists, and then, sadly, idolaters. Idolaters are parents who turn their children into idols and worship them. They respond always to their desires, satisfy all their demands, even the most absurd ones. They never correct their children, they never discipline them. But sadly, the results of this upbringing are selfish, greedy children who are unprepared for life. And the parents of such children are those who suffer first. I know of a family in Greece, a boy who put his mother in the cheapest nursing home he could find, and she died in less than a month. His mother worked very hard, sent him to private schools and so on, and this is how he repaid her. I urge you, the parents of children who come to church frequently, do not fall into one of those categories. I don't think any of you are, but just be careful. There are these temptations in the world around us. Do not become parents as I have described. The words of Christ from today's Gospel is the summary of Christ's commandments for parents. Bring him to me. Bring your children to church. Bring your grandchildren to church, for many of you. It grieves me so much that many children I baptize and then I never see them in church again. Take care of your children's education, not just by encouraging them to learn a foreign language or even learning Greek, but teaching them the language of faith, which is prayer. And on this fourth Sunday of Lent, I ask God to help all parents to teach his commandments on this last Sunday of Lent, I ask God to help parents to teach his commandments to children. For the prayers of our Holy Fathers, Lord Jesus Christ, our God, have mercy upon us and save us.